The last two Bellator bantamweights standing head to Honolulu for the $1 million Grand Prix fight.
I'm nasty with it. Come get some.
Interim champ Rafion Stots has walked the talk.
Rafion Super Stots!
But Patchy Mix is leaving opponents speechless.
I'm coming for that million. I'm coming for that belt.
Plus, hometown hero Ilimale McFarlane takes on top-ranked featherweight Kana Watanabe.
McFarlane for real!
Let's get down to business.
Bellator MMA, tonight on Showtime.
We gather again in the world's gathering place, the island of Oahu, Bellator's annual trip to Hawaii. And we got off to a great start last night as Liz Carmouche defended her flyweight world title, and tonight concludes quite simply one of the most anticipated fights of the year, maybe in Bellator history. And you are inside the Blaisdell Arena in Honolulu, where 1 year ago the Bantamweight World Grand Prix began. Tonight it concludes with a fight everybody is talking about. Rafion Stots, the interim Bantamweight World Champion, and Patchy Mix, whose path to the finals, if he finishes this thing tonight, would be maybe the most impressive performance of anybody in any of the Grand Prix so far in Bellator when you look at his path to the final here tonight. Sean Brandy, John McCarthy, before we get there, we got a lot of work to do, including another legendary Ilimale McFarlane walkout here in Honolulu, and the biggest fight in many ways she has had here with her career tipping. Which way is it going to go? Because we said Liz Carmouche is waiting with the title. The winner of this fight clearly should be in line. Yancy Medeiros at home fighting, and of course the return of Aaron Pico. The last time we saw him, the gruesome shoulder injury that everybody saw. He wants to continue his run back towards the top of the featherweight division. But we're about to begin. Everybody said, we're trained to say, wow, what a stacked card of prelim. This really is some really cool fights here. Starting, you know, Yaroslav Amosov is the current king of the welterweight division. Well, how about a king of pancrase making his Bellator debut?
And now our first fighter ready to make his way to the cage. This is Masayuki Kikuiri.
This, by definition, John, was sort of an under-the-radar signing for Bellator, but in Japan, they know all about Kikuiri, and he was really somebody on the rise, still just 27 years old.
This guy is so good because he's got an entire game. His stand-up is good. His ground game is phenomenal. He's on a 2-fight win streak. All of his fights have been in pancrase. So the real thing is, how is he going to feel being into a different cage, a different promotion? Is he going to let that affect him? He's just going to say, it's just another day at the office.
And we now welcome his opponent to the cage, Shurkevich.
When you see a welterweight from Omsk, Russia, to not think about his training partner, Andrei Koreshkov, the former welterweight world champion, and his head coach and trainer, the former middleweight world champion, Alexander Slamenko. And from just being in that camp tells you a lot of what you need to know about Shurkevich.
Oh, man, to be in that camp is not easy because those guys train so hard because they go full speed all the time. Shurkevich is the real deal. We saw when he came into Bellator, had a really good fight against a guy that was really tough in Brazilian. Got the win. We haven't seen him since. It's good to see him back in the cage.
Let's check out the tail of the tape in the opener.
Simply put, take a look, 73.5 for Shurkevich, who likes the stand-up. We're going to see if Kikuiri, with that 75.5-inch reach, takes advantage of it.
Pretty cool start to a special night. Here's Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, aloha and welcome to Bellator Hawaii, our second straight event here at the Blaisdell in Honolulu. As we get set now to kick off the prelims at Bellator 295, we'll do it with 3 5-minute rounds in the welterweight division. Introducing the blue corner. At 6 foot, weighing in 169 pounds, his professional record, 8 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, presenting Masayuki Kikuiri. And across the cage, his adversary, fighting out of the red corner. At 6 foot, weighing in 170.8 pounds. As a professional, he brings 13 victories, 5 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Alexei Shurkevich. And your referee, in charge, Kevin Yoshida.
Go, back. Ready? Fight!
John, what's the first thing you're looking at? Fighters you've watched on video over and over and over again, then you see them live. What are you looking at?
You know, the first thing you're looking at is the way that they cover range, cover distance, because that's everything in them getting into you. When you think you're safe and all of a sudden that guy's touching you, you've got to have that understanding of where your range is. That's the first thing you're looking at when you come into that closing of that gap. Can I control the distance, or is this guy the one that is doing it and I need to change it up?
King of Pancrase, sort of a legendary title. It has some great names attached to it that you know. Nate Marquardt. Shamrock. Really good one.
Frank Shamrock, Ken Shamrock,
Yep.
Boss Rude.
So
Masa Funaki.
Namfon. So if you've beaten a king, does that make, because Josh has a win, you know, against the king of, so does that make you?
Absolutely not.
Okay, just want to clarify.
Shurkevich really landed a beautiful right hand.
We were talking about Andre Koreshkov before. There was a time it looked like, and that's another one that got in. There was a time it looked like Andre Koreshkov was going to reign for years and years. He won the title so young, so dominant, in beating Douglas Lima, and then the win over Ben Henderson.
Boy, that Ben Henderson fight, I can remember back to how hard he was hitting Ben Henderson, and I was like, oh my God.
Yep.
There's no way Henderson can survive. He survived the fight, but boy, did he take some damage.
Go back and watch the first round of that fight. It's amazing Ben Henderson got through that first round. That was a 50-45, 50-44 kind of fight.
Yep.
That's another right that got through. You can already see some damage on the face of Kikuiri.
Shurkevich's been really good with his straight shots. The looping ones, he's like you're seeing right there. He's throwing the hooks. He's throwing the big overhand right. Those haven't been really touching, but the straight shots he's been very accurate with. There you go. Another one.
Time. Neutral corner. Neutral corner. Look. Neutral corner.
That doesn't need a translator or any language issue there.
Hey, stay in your neutral corner. Stay in your neutral corner.
Which is interesting is, of course, the obligatory instant replay of the low blow.
Okay.
The one thing that you never need confirmed.
Yep. Ready? Fight!
And yet, we always have video confirmation. It's interesting talking about the language barrier, because if you were with us last night, we had a disqualification in a fight that had to do with the language barrier, where a fighter did not understand, presumably, what an official was telling him, and it cost him the fight.
Yeah, absolutely. And that language barrier, it could be a problem. As a referee, you've got to be able to figure out, how am I going to communicate and make this fighter understand when I need something known, he gets it.
Whose responsibility is it?
It's the referees, but you do that in the back. And you do that through, you'll give them hand signals if that's what it takes. You'll tell me the word that you're going to understand when I say this, and then I'll use that word. So you've got to make it to where it's fair for both. You can't just use your language and expect them to understand.
You've probably got some stories about that.
Oh, just a couple. but you learn over time.
Shurkevich is but until he got caught, he was feeling too comfortable.
He had landed some good shots right in that exchange, opened up a little bit, and you saw Kikuiri took advantage of it, landed a clean shot off of that. Very smart move right now by Shurkevich. You see him holding on, just slowing things down, making it to where he gets recovery time in the middle of the fight. He's recovering from that blow. Like you had said, Kikuiri, most of his wins. Oh, that's a big shot right there. He just landed a clean one.
A right hook on the escape is what set that up. Good left jab from Kikuiri. He was coming from way behind in this first round. Shurkevich has landed some big shots.
And right now, as you're seeing Kikuiri looking for that takedown, that's telling you that he's been buzzed. He likes to be in the stand-up game, so doesn't utilize his grappling a ton.
That level change didn't look like someone who's done it a lot.
No, that was not what you call a clean move.
Good first round for Shurkevich.
Башки собери, вот ты ему попадаешь, ты попался на хуйне, понял? Потому что начал сильно уверенно.
Those are the straight shots that Shurkevich was able to land throughout the first round here. And you take a look, some of these shots that he's landing, that's the one that put him down right there. It was actually the right hand. Watch the right hand. That right hand was the one that hurt him, put him down. The left hook kind of touched him, but a beautiful elbow, uppercut. Some clean shots landed by Shurkevich during that round.
In the latest installment of Why We Don't Like Fight Stats, 23 shots apiece landed according to the strike stats in that first round.
Really?
As if it was a tie ball game.
I am sorry, it is not a tie ball game. Take a look at all the movement of exactly. You're looking at Shurkevich and that movement, but it's all for a reason. He's taking his head off the center line all the time. Comes in, looks like he's giving a level change just to make his opponent think that, do I have to protect myself against the takedown? All smart movement. Clubbing right hand that landed. No, that was good.
Okay.
Just enough leg kicks, keeping him honest.
One of the things to look at, Sean, as you're just looking at both guys right now, take a look at the head placement of both. You're seeing that Shurkevich is moving his head in and out, a little bit off center each way when he comes in, and Kikuiri straight down the center line. Take a look, not a whole lot of movement of the head. It's a target for Shurkevich to be able to zero in on.
Target he has found often.
Little subtle movements make big differences in the fight.
What makes movement stop. Getting hit in the face.
Movement stops usually when you get stung. And power and someone now not knowing what to do.
Kikuiri fought once before in Bellator on the undercard of Fedor's fight in Moscow.
Again, take a look. Right down the center line, even when he throws it. That's why that target's there for him.
The only time his head is moving is when it's getting knocked backwards.
Or when it's looking like a Pez dispenser.
That's a good one.
Nice heavy right hand by Shurkevich.
That's still a thing? Kids still eat the Pez? I mean, that's a...
My grandkids love those.
Really clean fight here so far from Shurkevich. That one mistake where he got caught late in the first round.
Well, this is the, when you're looking at it, it's the perfect dance partner for him, especially from the camp that he comes from. They love the stand-up game. They love working angles, setting things up all through the stand-up. He'll go to the ground, but they love the stand-up, and so that's what he has here in front of him.
That was what made Koreshkov so tough. And remember, he got dominated by Ben Askren. And then later, when he won the world title, he did it with takedowns against Douglas Cleanback.
Good clean hand, right hand like Kikuiri.
His best one of the rounds.
A little bit of damage showing on the left eye area of Kikuiri. All those right hands.
That started early.
Oh, he's out.
Big shot, we're done. That's all he needed. Deep into minute 10 of taking shot after shot after shot. It was a small window for Kikuiri late in the first round, and a much bigger one here. He takes 10 minutes of punishment and then walks it off.
Boy, what a change of events right here. The right hand was starting to find its mark, and it found it on that shot. If we went back 35 seconds or so, you saw back.
A knockout fit for a king. For Alexei Shurkevich, he's going to wonder how this one got away. A memorable debut from Masayuki Kikuiri. Michael C. Williams makes it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, it comes to an end. 4 minutes, 33 seconds into round number 2 for the winner by knockout, Masayuki Kikuiri.
Win number 9, his first inside the Bellator cage, will be a memorable one for the former king of Pancrase, everything better is a guy who's beaten a former king of pancrase. That's Josh Thompson, and we say hello for the first time to him with Amanda Guerra.
Hey there, Sean. Do we still call you the king? Like, I mean, I know Elvis performed here. I'm sure if you had a choice, like, he's just not saying anything here. Amanda
It's going to be one of those nights, huh?
World champ Josh Thompson, the king of the Fight Desk here. We will be here on the Fight Desk with you all night. Tonight, our main card, the finale of the Bantamweight World Grand Prix. We have Rafion Stots going up against Patchy No Love Mix. You can see the bracket there, Josh. I want to mention, when this bracket came out, and it was a very, very tough road for both of these guys, you said if they were to meet, this would be the battle of the best two technicians. Explain to everyone why this is such an incredible fight.
Well, Rafion Stots is so good in the wrestling department, two-time Division II national champion, and then also in the striking department, came from the Duke Rufus camp out there. He's got great striking, he's got great wrestling, just lacks a little bit in the submissions, but Patchy mixes that threat all around in the submission department, and his body style is going to give Rafion Stots some fits. This fight, though, is going to be whoever can implement their game plan and take it where they want is going to win this fight. And $1 million.
And $1 million. Yeah, look, they're getting a little chippy there. I mean, being in this situation, we know Rafion, the fight before this against Danny Sabatello, looked so much trash talking. Have we really seen much of that from Patchy Mix up until this point?
We haven't seen that from either one of them. They understand what's at stake. There's a lot more tension going on since the weigh-ins, and they've both kind of let it all out at the weigh-ins.
I love it. And they're going to let it all out tonight in the cage. We cannot wait for it. Sean, we'll send it back down to you to continue the prelims.
All right, guys, man, they're starting early, John. They're starting early up there. It's going to be a long night for those two.
The king?
The king, if you beat the king, then you become the king. Now, we know that right now, Liz Carmouche is the queen of the flyweight division. A long line forming behind her.
And now, set to make her way to the cage, Bruno Ellen.
Later on tonight, we're going to see Aaron Pico, who took some losses early in his career. Which, of course, if you're new to MMA, it doesn't come with the same issues that it does, say, in boxing. You look at the body of work here for Bruna Ellen in her career since she has broken in. She's got losses inside the Bellator cage.
Look at her age.
Realize, first of all, she's only 26. I already know what her age is. She's 26 years old, but here's the point. She has fought high level of competition. She's put a lot of lessons in the bank and had a lot of tough fights, and she has improved continually. And as I said, as she moves into 27, 28, 29, you're going to say, well, her record isn't overly impressive, but wait a minute, how did she get so good?
She got so good because she is a talented fighter with good stand-up, and it was really the ground game that gave her problems. But she has become very proficient in the ground now, and now she's matured as a fighter. She was, like you said, so young going against really talented ladies that she didn't have the experience to match up with it. Now she's in that realm where she has the knowledge, she has the talent. Now it's all about putting her out in the cage.
And now we welcome Joanne.
Lara Joanne ranked 8th right now in the flyweight division, and we talked about coming from the camp, the Alexander Slamenko camp. How about being part of the Pitbull brothers gym? And that's where her background has come from. And again, also, because this division has gotten so deep so quickly in the last few years, you could say the same thing about Lara Joanne, that she has fought a very high level of competition.
She has, you know, she's almost on the same track. She comes from the Pitbull camp, and she's perfect for that because she's got that aggressive style. She comes after people. But these two ladies match up incredibly well. The real difference I see is Joanne will be quicker to go towards the takedown and try utilizing the ground than Bruna Ellen. But man, this is going to be a great matchup.
Let's check out the tail of the tape.
And because you talked about it before, I figured I would bring it up here in my tape.
You talked about it before.
28 years of old, very young for Lara Joanne, only 26 with all that experience for Bruna Ellen.
To Michael C. Williams.
And for all those joining us on the live stream on YouTube at both channels, Bellator MMA and Showtime Sports, we welcome you to the island of Oahu. Our second straight night here at the Blaisdell. The prelims now will continue as we go. 3 5-minute rounds now in the flyweight division. Introducing the blue corner. At 5'4", weighing in 125.6 pounds. Her professional record stands at 6-4. She fights out of Campinas, São Paulo, Brazil. Introducing Bernell. And across the cage, her adversary out of the red corner at 5'3", weighing in 125.4 pounds, ranked at number 8 as a professional. She brings 11 victories, 6 losses out of Natal, Rio Grande do Norte, Brazil, presenting Ilana Joanne. And your referee in charge, Dane Fruta.
I wish they were all from Natal so we could hear Michael C. Williams say that every time. Bruna Ellen, who's fought Alima McFarlane, she was winning that fight until Alima had the big comeback last year in South Dakota. Joanne's beating Denise Keelholtz.
Joanne closing the distance on that left hand as it was being thrown. She kind of caught that arm, has it a little bit stuck there. It's not going to be a real problem for Brunellen as far as she can't get submitted right now with anything off of it, but she's in a position where she's uncomfortable and just trying to figure out how do I get my arm back, because right now Joanne's in control of it.
We spent a lot of time discussing damage versus position. So what is there any damage being done here?
Zero damage being done. She has what, you know, Kamaka, you see that. She knows she doesn't have any, but she can control her with it right now. So I'm just figuring out when am I going to transition to try to get to where I want to be.
One of the big storylines unfolding this weekend is after 4 months of Danny Sabatello sort of complaining about the fight or whatever and saying the opposite. All of a sudden we saw him and it was like every word everybody was saying you saw in his evolution and his very impressive win yesterday.
Yeah, that's why, you know, he got that win, because he was up against a really good fighter in Marco Freno, and you saw the difference of the way he fought made all the difference in him getting that win. But you got to admit, he did take it out of the judge's hands.
Yes, no question. And again, he did damage in every top position. He managed to talk to Scott Coker while he was in one of those positions. Oh, good exchange.
Nice left hook by Bruna Ellen.
Her striking has got so much better.
She needs to don't open up quite so much when you're going to throw. The straighter shots are going to get there faster. Everyone wants to put a lot of power on it. When she explodes, man, she goes.
That's another. That right found its home.
So did the left hand of Joanne. Both ladies throwing a lot of heat.
Confidence. You can just tell the way she's carrying herself. It could burn her against a fighter like Joanne. There's no question.
And most times we see Joanne being the aggressor, the person coming forward.
That's what's so jarring here.
And it's what you're seeing with Bruna is she's just cutting off the cage. She's not. Sometimes she's following a little bit, but a lot of times what she wants, she's stepping in and throwing those hard shots. Right by Joanne, landing clean. Now Bruna's getting into following. You don't want to be the person following.
You should take shots like that. You're off balance.
Every now and then, instead of just following that route that your opponent's going, you gotta step off, cut that route off.
And again, this is because this is one of those interesting judging decisions because you're watching from afar. Another good exchange. And you see Bruna Ellen as the aggressor. She's stalking in that quote-unquote cage control. But Joanne's landed the better shots.
That's why it's not called the aggressor. It's called the effective aggressor. Are you effective with your aggression? You know, you can be going backwards and be the aggressor in the fight. You get a lot of fighters that they want to draw their opponent into throwing at them so they can land their counter strikes. There's just a clean counter like that. Nice left hand landed by Joanne too.
Interesting reversal of roles in a lot of ways in that first round.
Yeah.
Um pouquinho mais e que você só fique atenta na
Bruna Ellen coming after, going with that big left overhand. That hook landed right on the neck area. Comes again, tries to land the same shot, not quite as effective. Both ladies having their moments in that round.
Want to hear from you. Everybody else has weighed in on Patchy Mix and Rafion Stots. Where they fit. Are they the two best bantamweights in the world? Don't blame the messenger. You guys decide it for yourselves. All those conversations seem to fall along party lines like most conversations do these days.
Red corner ready.
All you have to do is go to the gyms that
That's right.
They all
That's
work
exactly
out in, and that'll kind of tell you.
Whenever you hear anybody say, well, UFC this or Bellator that, they're not fighters.
No.
You can tell.
And it's all good, though. I look at it, I say,
Great discussion.
At least you're watching something.
That's right. That's the same shot that landed early in the first round.
And really, you know, we talk about placement. That is landing just at the base of where her jaw and neck are at. She just needs to get that thing about 2 inches forward, and it's going to have a huge impact. So, obviously, Bruna Ellen's corner talked to her about cutting it off and stepping over, and creating it to where now Joanne moves into your punch, moves into your shot. Don't follow.
First time it goes to the ground, and it's Joanne that takes it there.
And I thought she would be the one. If it was going to be initiated, she'd be the one to do it because she's very effective from here. She's had great success against some really good fighters like Alejandra Lara, and you was able to keep her on her back the whole round, won the fight based upon it. So
you got Lara and Kielholtz on your wall already. That's an impressive start in Bellator. As I said, this division is sort of feeding on itself. There's so many great fights.
Clean elbow strike by Bruna. That was very well executed. You saw her framing out, pushing the head, and then sliding that elbow.
Tell everybody what you mean when you say framing out.
And what you're going to see is she's going to either take her arm and push with her hand, putting it on the head, or her forearm and place it, just basically put pressure so then Joanne's actually pushing back, and as she pushes back, she's going to slam that elbow right across, causing impact.
Again, first round, Bruna Ellen stalking, but Joanne landed the better shots. Now you see Joanne on top, but Bruna Ellen is landing the better shot.
Yeah, actually she is, and that's, you know, we always look and say being in the top position as far as landing strikes, if it was the same amount of strikes, it's going to be hard to go to the person that's on top because they have gravity on their side. But right now, Bruna Ellen's landed some really clean and hard elbow strikes.
And she walks herself to the fence and got herself up here.
Beautifully done. And right there, you saw when we talk about the evolution of Bruna Ellen and how her ground game has now come along. Before, she would have been staying on her back, trying to just defend. Now she's aggressive with her strikes. She's actually going after doing damage, and then she's able to move herself to a point she can get herself back to her feet. Well done.
Ellen is frustrated by something here.
Well, she's frustrated that Joanne's got a very tight wrap on her. She's got basically, you know, a double under, but she's just trying to do some little damage with the knees to the thigh and stuff. And Ellen's like, well, she's not working, but she's not working. Get out.
She's almost looking to have this broken up.
That's exactly what she's looking for.
But better off just keep throwing strikes when you've had the good round.
Quit relying.
There it is. Ask 4 or 5 times and eventually you get what you want. Wow, big left hand by Bruna Ellen.
Beautiful straight jab and then the left hook landed.
It was already a really good round. Now she forces the level change. This is one of the best rounds we have ever seen Bruna Ellen have. Oh, and she is swinging for the fences now.
She is winging shots. You saw the speed of that right hand of Joanne coming out. That's telling you she got hurt. She's still hurt.
And, boy, that bell can't come soon enough. Joanne's in trouble here. She might not make the final 5 seconds. She is barely going to survive round 2.
That's what a little bit of referee interference can do with the fight.
Should he not have separated them?
I'm not saying he shouldn't have, but you're taking a look and you know, this is the argument.
Yeah.
Here's that jab, and then here comes the left hand. Bip, again, a little bit long. If it was shorter, might have ended the fight, but right there is what we're talking about. You see how she's getting right towards that middle part of the jaw? That jawline is getting touched, and you see that's why she's going down. Big finish of that round by Bruna Ellen.
Given that Joanne probably won the first round, am I writing an 8 or a 9 down for that?
No, I would say it's a 9 because if you take a look at everything that happened. It's definitely a 10-9 round, and it's coming down probably to this round right here.
That is not 22-year-old Bruna Ellen anymore.
No, just... Sean, you really just take a look at the confidence factor. You can see it in her
wide eyes. Yep.
You can see that Joanne kind of has gotten herself clear, now throwing hard again.
Think about these elite fighters that Bruna Ellen has been in with, that we talked about. She's never been stopped.
Oh, she's tough. We've talked about it how many times. You see right there, before, she'd probably been going down.
Oh, man.
Nah, I don't think so. You're not doing anything.
Even the moments when she was lobbying for the breakup from the fence, there was a confidence there that she was so comfortable that she wasn't going to get hurt, that she didn't even mind almost taking the time out to say, you know, Joanne puts it right back there where it was. Let's see if she does some more work here.
Joanne will see if she can finish this high crotch. What she needs to do with this, to elevate her, she needs to get her hips coming in close towards Bruna Ellen's. I mean, she's got to actually kind of bump her off of that cage to keep the friction from making her so heavy. Once you can get her light, you can get her down. job by Bernell. See how the momentum has shifted in this fight based upon the way it ended in the second round right now. Joanne trying to answer, having more problems. Good left hand by Joanne.
Yeah, that's her best shot in a while. Clipped her. Joanne's breathing heavy right now.
Bernell is not breathing at all.
Yeah, this is, you can't, there's no way Joanne thought it was going to go this way.
Not a bad attempt, changing levels there. But it's Bernell with the double unders here, so this is not going to be a position you're going to be seeing Joanne getting an easy takedown. She can look towards a hip toss, stepping to the side with her. Ellen needs to just start to use those underhooks to move her. Start to dig your underhook a little bit deeper and start to raise her arm up and just turn the corner on her. There you go. Start it right now.
Clasped her hands together, got out, paid for it.
Nice job on the exit by Joanne. Trying to lift, treetop that leg. And this right here, right now, Joanne is in a position, she's letting time go by. She's really not working. Now she's going back to that high crotch. Now she's not into taking her down at all.
And this happened in round two. They were separated. That's when everything turned. And now, look at these escapes here.
And that's what I'm talking about. Look, it's dependent upon you to get yourself out. You can do it. You just have to make that move. Nice work by Joanne. Right in front of us, being able to take her down. Good work by Bernell to get herself back to feet. Joanne was doing a nice job with the figure four, holding the leg away. She got her foot free, right to the ground and standing up. Really what this is going to come down to, Sean, the judges are going to be looking at who do you believe was trying to win the fight, who was trying to slow down and control the fight. There goes that framing, beautiful elbow.
Elbow to escape. This has been a step forward fight for Bernell. She is stepping to Joanne in the final seconds, and she is closing the show big time. The best performance we have ever seen from Bernell, and that's saying something.
Yeah, against a really tough opponent in large Joanne. Here comes the big elbow frame right in the middle. Beautifully executed. Bruno right at the end goes for the running attack, trying to land shots. Doesn't land it clean, but she connects. And here she connects again. Big finish again by Bernell in that third round. You can take a look at those fight stats. It's saying 92 to 105, but the real difference was the power compared. 83 punches to 51. The kicks landed. Nice takedown, but really wasn't able to do anything with them. It did not change anything in the fight. I say Bernell is going to get this victory.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's 30-27 on a card or two. It wouldn't be shocking, because that first round, you had to watch it a little closely to see. I mean, it was, we both thought it was Joanne's round, but.
Well, and the big thing, you got to go, I'm not going to say who's going to win. Both ladies put it out there.
No doubt. That's a real high-level fight.
Her butt off in this fight and really came back working hard off of the second round where she got hurt and came out, did everything she could to try to get that win.
Talk about, as we said, taking losses early in her career, but Bernell took them against high-level fighters in this division. She has gotten better and better. I think of Joanne still on her feet at the end of this, and she took some big shots late in that second round and then again late in the third.
Tell me body language doesn't tell you who believes they're the winners, though. It's like Bruna Ellen is saying, where's round 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8? You know?
Well, Michael C. Williams knows for sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance, we'll go now to your 3 judges at cage side. Kyle Takao, Sal D'Amato, Derek Cleary. I'll have it exactly the same, 29-28. They have it for the winner by unanimous decision, Bruna Ellen.
That was good stuff. Nothing flukish about it. That was a step-up performance by Bruna Ellen, her best performance inside the Bellator cage. The aggressor early, and then she became very effective in round number 2. She goes to 7-4 and makes a very good case to get into that top 10 at flyweight.
Yes, she does.
Back to the fight desk we go.
Sean, thank you so much. It's really interesting. Bruna Ellen there. Her last fight was a loss to Ilima-Lei McFarlane, who we're going to see fight later today. So Ilima-Lei McFarlane fighting later today. Not in the building right now, but you know that she had eyes on that. You see the tweet there. These girls are swinging. I'm sure the Hawaii crowd appreciates this fight. I'm sure they did. That was an incredible performance from Bruna Ellen.
Bruna Ellen is a beast. She just comes forward. She's a little bit smaller for the weight class also, but she doesn't care. She just comes forward, throws heavy heat, puts it together really well. Fantastic performance. Great job by both ladies.
I'm sure she'd like to run it back against Ilima-Lei. So let's talk about Ilima-Lei McFarlane, who we're going to see later tonight, going up against Kana Watanabe. Look, this has been an interesting road for Ilima-Lei over the past handful of years. She was undefeated until she ran into Juliana Velasquez, lost her title there. Then she injured her knee, had to get surgery. Her first fight back was a loss. Then she beat Bruna Ellen. What have you seen from Ilima-Lei getting back to this eliminator status?
Well, just the confidence. It was the confidence in her knee, the stability of her knee, understanding what she could do in training, how she can use it, then getting into a fight and wondering if she could push it to that next limit. And you saw in the Bruna Ellen fight that her confidence was back with that, and now she's putting all the pieces back together on the grappling portion of it. Because as you grapple, wrestlers and jiu-jitsu practitioners, their knee is very vital to everything they do, whether it's the guard, whether it's the knee slide pass, whatever it is, you're on your knee quite a bit. So getting the confidence back led to her performance last time. I think we're going to see back to that eliminator tonight.
And if she does get the win, there's a chance a title shot could be next. We know she wants that title back. Sean, that is in store for us later tonight. For now, we'll send it back down to you.
Yeah, we're going to be pretty fascinated to see how that plays out tonight, because Kana Watanabe is no joke, and she is playing a serious road game here. We move now to heavyweights. Saw Tyrell Fortune get a win here yesterday. Line foreman again behind Ryan Bader, Davion Franklin, and one of the most interesting young prospects in all of heavyweight MMA.
And now to make his way to the cage, Kazim Aras.
I was thinking about this yesterday, watching Syed Soma and Tim Johnson, that, John, you've seen everything there is to see. Heavyweight MMA is sort of the last vestige of the early days of the Wild West. And that you can still, you can have a huge weight difference in a fight. You still see some of the guys that are wilder, some guys that maybe aren't as slaves to fitness. Some others may be, but it's the last vestige of what was.
You know, it is, and a lot of people look at, oh, it doesn't matter. It does matter, and it's based upon not only weight, it's based upon the size of the frame. And this is a perfect instance when you're taking a look at it. You're looking at Aras. He's muscular, he is strong, but he's got very short reach, and he's got to get into his range to do damage. And going against a guy like Davion Franklin, we're talking about a guy with an 80-inch reach. I know we're going to talk about their reach somewhere along the way here. This guy is a fantastic wrestler, very good at doing what he does, but Davion Franklin's not a bad wrestler either.
And now his opponent all day, Davion Franklin.
In fact, Davion Franklin is such a good wrestler. Not only did he attract the attention of Jackson Wink and different MMA organizations, Jerry Briscoe from the WWE went after Davion Franklin because he loves those guys with the amateur background and who might have a little showmanship in them. And Davion Franklin checked all of those boxes.
Davion Franklin as an athlete, this guy is a beast. 200, you got to figure, 265 pounds, not when he walks in today. He's heavier than that. He's closer to 275, 280. Very fast, incredibly strong. Everybody that I know that's fought him, they said that's the strongest man I've ever fought. And it's a question of endurance.
You wanted reach? We have something that has that. It's called the tail of the tape.
Let's
take
see.
a look at it.
And there we have it. You're taking a look at an 80-inch reach for Davion Franklin, 69 for Aras. That is a huge advantage for someone like Davion Franklin. We'll see if he can make that work.
From Honolulu, Bellator 295, the prelims continue now as we go. 3 5-minute rounds in the heavyweight division. Introducing the blue corner. At 5'10", weighing in 251.8 pounds. His professional record, 7 wins, just 1 loss. Fighting by way of Turkey, presenting Kazim Aras. And across the cage, his adversary, fighting out of the red corner. At 6'3", weighing in 259.2 pounds, ranked now at number 8 as a professional. He brings 5 victories, just 1 defeat by way of Chicago. He fights out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, all day, Davion Franklin. And your referee, in charge, Frank Trigg.
Sit back, sit back, sit back, sit back. All right, good, good. Thank you, thank you. Ready, ready, fight!
Davion Franklin doesn't look like someone that wants to be here all day.
No, he does not.
By the way, Kazim Aras, his 1 loss. Big exchanges here in the middle, as you said, with that reach disadvantage. He has to get inside. That 1 loss, the very popular disqualification for a chest bite.
A chest bite?
Chest bite.
I didn't see that.
How could you have missed that?
Oh, my God. I saw the disqualification. I didn't even look. That's great. Nice counter right hand.
Not every place is going to have Kato.
And in this situation, you would think that Davion Franklin, don't worry about hitting him hard. You hit hard no matter what. Just use that length. Pop that jab out there.
Won his first 5. Everything for Davion Franklin has been inside the Bellator cage. On that fast track, but lost to Marcelo Golm. His third loss to Daniel James, who we'll see again in Chicago. That's a good shot.
Well, there, throwing big time heat. That was a clean elbow. Very shrewd by Franklin. You saw him set that up, hit the elbow as Aras came in.
No chance on the level change there. Davion Franklin grew up in Chicago, high school in Minnesota. Not have enough money when he first got to Albuquerque to stay at Jackson Wink. He slept in his car, determined to chase the dream.
Those sound good, but they didn't land.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Hitting his shoulder does not count for it. Davion Franklin doing a nice job using footwork, being in control, and that's what he needs to just stick with.
Heavy left jab.
That jab will just add up over time in this fight. It's like, would you stop moving?
Here's that. I didn't come here to chase you around. Oh, with the jump knee. Aras just got his arms out.
You don't have to wonder if Aras has been doing any leg work. Guy's got thighs very strong.
Laps around.
Exactly. But I got to give Davion Franklin a lot of credit as far as his evolution as a fighter. He used to come out just crazy, throwing heavy shots with everything to throw. Now he's under control. He's throwing with heat at times. He's just touching. Nice clean shot.
Yeah, he got another one
right there.
That shot for Aras.
That hurt him. That right hand, he felt that.
Trying to clear his head. Aras sneaks the elbow in.
Aras on that leg. A lot of weight to pick up. He's got the strength to do it. You see him trying to change the level by getting to the knee, but he's still got to get that back straight.
This looks like one of those old world's strongest men thing where the guy's trying to lift the cars.
Yep. And it makes it very difficult with that cage because it's just a balance point.
Those cars don't fight back. You ever see a time where heavyweight could be split up so you wouldn't have a 240-pound guy against two? Or ever been discussion?
There's been discussion. It's been most of the promotions absolutely are against it. There's not enough in the heavyweight class for them to have a solid roster anyways. They don't want it.
Heavy shots. Didn't know if we make it to the end of round one, but we have.
Take a seat.
Big breath, Davian. Let's get that air back. Davian, 4 big breaths on top. Let's go. Go bigger. Let's go. Do it again. Bit deeper. Come on, deeper. One more time. Real deep. All right, how you feeling?
I think when you talk about an athlete and a project, he started training at 23.
Yeah, some big shots by both guys. Here comes that little check elbow inside there. And it landed. It didn't land as flush as, it could have. But big shots coming forward by Davion Franklin. But then here's where we went for that flying knee, and it touched.
Yeah, it did.
It just did it. More of the knee hit the chest and body area than he would want. And here comes a little check hook by Aras. And then he landed a big time right hand.
Right there. Right there. Stay right there.
One over there.
Franklin, stay right there. Right there.
Both guys winging big time firepower.
Ready? Ready? Fight!
Remember in the previous fight we were talking about how Bernell was not breathing heavy? So much here. Wow! Franklin coming out strong out of the corner. You can see something touched that right eye of Franklin.
I didn't see if that was an eye poke or a punch. Davion had hit. He landed a nice right, but I don't think it was more towards the side of his hand that landed. That's why it didn't have the effect. And that eye, as far as Davion, there was no foul.
Yeah.
It was more almost like a forearm that hit him in the eye.
Like a left wrist.
A left club.
Who won the first round?
That's a great question.
That's
looking at it.
That's why I asked it. That's why I asked you, of all the people in all the world.
Stop.
I'm going to have to say, overall, you're looking at Davion Franklin probably landed more shots, probably landed the heavier shots, even though he took that one that was very heavy. Overall, probably going to say Davion Franklin, but
come on, man. Come on. You know better. You know better. You know better. Pay attention to your shots. You know where they go, okay? Don't do it again, okay? Understand? You're responsible. Franklin, look at me. Franklin, look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Unintentional. This is one time. I gave him a warning. You're going to point ticket next time. You're good. Okay? Let me know when you're ready to go. Okay? Need a little more time? Okay.
Just a little bit south.
Okay. You got to do it again. Taking a point. Understand?
I'm used to getting kicked there.
Tell me you understand. You understand. Okay. Ready? Ready? Time in. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, heavyweight MMA.
That's the one thing you want to see out of Davion instead of just getting out of the way of that shot. That was a nice clean kick up high. You want to be in a position to counter.
Lower kick, another jump knee try. If he lands that, this place is going to go berserk.
Oh, they are. See right here, Davion having his arms, those overhooks. He needs to dig for that underhook and move Aras out of the position. But when you get a guy who is short like this, it's not easy when you're the taller guy. When they get underneath you, it's hard to get that position. You see how that leverage works. Davion tried to dig that under and move him. Aras just like sits down heavy. A lot of pressure going forward right here. Strong man.
Improve positions, improve. Stop.
There it is.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
I was wondering if Frank Trigg was going to, if he was going to consider that work or not.
Going after it again. That jab, see, if Davion would just stick with that jab.
Yep.
Oh, big shot.
And the chase is on.
I'm not too, I don't know exactly how it hit because it was right in front of us, but the back of Aras was to us.
Every exchange was heavy. This just feels old school.
This is Rock'em Sock'em. They just keep on going after each other. Again, if Davion Franklin would just sit there, sit on that jab. You have such a reach advantage. You can keep him at length, pop that jab. Both guys breathing heavy now.
Moving away from the jab for Franklin here. Inexperience, fatigue, both.
Both. You know, you're wanting to hit someone real hard. You've got to get it in your mind. I don't have to try to hit people hard. I hit hard. And that jab will pay off. It will make someone not be offensive at all.
Look up. Okay, now. bring your breathing way down for me. Much deeper. So we're talking deep breaths. Again, deep breaths right now. Win this fight, we're taking some deep breaths. Let's go. Hey, do it again. Feel your heart going nuts? Just like this. One more time. One more time. Side breath. Brother, you throw only overhead. You see that that's so straight right. You touch him 2 times. Change the attack. Don't do the same attack over time. Okay? Now let's start using more your single leg.
Hadi bak. Kalk.
Third round. Get back.
These two have put in some work.
Third round.
A lot of diaphragm moving on.
Yes.
Right now, you saw his corner trying to work on his breathing.
Ready? Fight!
But all the work you do in Albuquerque, at altitude.
That's really what that altitude does. And you working hard, look, you're gonna get tired. It's not so much you getting tired, it's how do you recover during that 1 minute break. That's what says, are you in shape? See, right there, that's a firefight that Davion Franklin doesn't need to get into.
No, it's not here. Not with that reach and not with that jab that you just saw.
You saw it. And that's just experience. And look, again, he's a young fighter. He's still learning. He's got so many tools, so much athletic ability. You want to be impressive. That jab right there, that will pay off if you just stick with it. Very hard to hold on to when you're all slippery and wet. Nice job by Aras to actually get a hold of the body, but good work by Davion Franklin. He's tired, but still worked hard to get himself back to his feet.
That is the worst feeling in the world when you just can't get the oxygen in.
It is so grueling. When you are tired, your arms are heavy. They're just, everything is working against you. And it's like, and I have to go on. Yeah, he's a little deep now. He might be able to get his hands together here. If he can get his hands together, he can get this takedown. Those are all legal. Nothing wrong with anything that Davion just did. That's what he should go to. You see right away, Ross decides, no, I'm not going to sit here and let you just take shots at my head. I got to come up.
That's what we talked before. You want him, if you want a guy to move him. Make him move.
Right here, you're seeing Aras. Yeah, he's wrestling, but he's not doing any kind of damage at all. He's not working at getting that takedown.
Until now.
Oh, there you go. That's what you're looking for. Great work by Davion Franklin to get back to his feet. And what Aras is trying to work towards is a mat return. Get him right back down.
Franklin got right up, but in a close round, what are people going to remember? And they're going to remember a 270-pound guy lifted up and thrown to the ground.
Very true. And look, he was picked up. That wasn't just a simple single leg and he slides down to the ground. He got picked up and slammed to the ground.
Far fewer strikes thrown as expected in a tired third round. So it comes down to takedowns. Ross has the only two.
Prove your position. Your position. Stop. Stop. Separate.
See, that's not an easy position for Aras as far as Davion's got a big hand. He's got wrist control there. You're tired. Not easy to move him. You can keep him there. You just can't really do anything as far as getting him to the ground. There you go. Right back to it. Believe in it.
Fighting through the fatigue.
Clean right hand. Tell you what, Aras got a chin. He's taking some big shots.
He has.
He doesn't take a step backwards. He just keeps on taking shots, moving his head.
It's jarring to me how much Franklin is looking away for the coaching. And instead, he's not keeping his eyes on Aras. He's like,
he does.
Dramatically looking away towards the corner.
And it's again, it's just part of it. You don't have to see your corner. You just hear it.
Big shots. Great finish for Franklin. Been 6 months. 6 months working in the gym, but nothing simulates 15 minutes like that.
Let's take a look at some of these shots. Big knee to the body by Davion. Throws the overhand right. Clean right hand. Right down the pipe. He goes with the knee. Lands right to the side. Left side of the jaw there, but Ross comes back with a big overhand right. A lot of action back and forth between two big, strong heavyweight fighters.
Many of those coming late for Franklin. Aras did not throw very many strikes in round 3.
You can take, the 72 strikes landed, 40 of those punches. But if you're going to go with the takedowns, Aras got the takedowns. But in my mind, Davion Franklin did enough to win this fight.
Michael C. Williams will tell us.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the decision, we'll go now to your 3 judges at cage side: Mike Onzuka, Kyle Takao, and Mike Bell. They all see it exactly the same at 29-28 for the winner by unanimous decision all day, Davion Franklin.
Back in the win column.
Yes, yes, yes.
And 8 and climbing for the 28-year-old Davion Franklin with the unanimous decision win, and well earned tonight. We are less than 2 hours away from going live on Showtime, with all roads leading to the finale, the much anticipated finale of the Bantamweight World Grand Prix, with Rafael Stots and Patchy Mix. Yancy Medeiros fighting in front of his home state fans here in Hawaii. The much discussed return of Aaron Pico after that gruesome shoulder injury, and of course what could very well be a title eliminator in the women's flyweight division between Aleem McFarlane and Kana Watanabe. Listen, the MMA world, John, is talking about Stots and Mix. What else jumps off the page?
Oh, what jumps off the page is they're so good at what they do. Patchy Mix, the ground game. Rafael with the wrestling and striking. Who's going to win?
And now your next fighter, ready to make his way to the cage, Bobby King.
Hawaii by way of Utah for Bobby King.
That's Alon.
It is Alon Cruz. I looked up for a second. I'm like, wait a minute. That's not right.
What?
Alon Cruz talks a lot about pride he has coming from Tampa, Florida. Got a little early taste in the UFC. Trains with Blake Smith, who we saw make his Bellator debut last night.
Ladies and gentlemen, with Cruz now inside the cage, we will welcome now to the cage. This is Bobby King.
Everybody on their resume somewhere has that different kind of job they had before they settled into what their life's work was going to be. Bobby King might have the best one of all. He was a professional fire knife dancer. That performed at luau's and stuff like that, like down at Disney. So it seems like once you've been doing that, maybe the Bellator cage is a little less daunting.
So less daunting. You're talking about dealing with fire.
So we were talking about reach in the previous fight. This is the one you wanted to talk about.
This right here, Bobby King, very good on his feet. Dwayne Ludwig, student, 70-inch reach. You're going to see Cruz trying to use his reach, 77.5.
And now here at Bellator 295, the prelims continue as we go to the lightweight division, scheduled for 3 500 pounds. Be introduced first, the blue corner at 6 foot, weighing in 156 pounds even. His professional record, 10 wins, 4 losses, out of Tampa, Florida, presenting Cruz. And across the cage, his adversary out of the red corner at 5'9", weighing in 155.4 pounds as a professional. He brings 12 victories, 5 defeats, fighting out of Kaysville, Utah, by way of Lahaina, Maui, Hawaii, introducing Bobby King. In charge, your referee, Kevin Yoshida.
Hold on, guys. You ready? Fight, you ready? Fight!
Interesting time at lightweight in Bellator as we head towards the Grand Prix. Anaba and Premis. Next month in Paris.
Boy, what an interesting fight that's going to be.
That is.
Both guys are so good on the ground.
You and I were calling Barnoway's Bellator debut and trying to pry information. It was
very true.
Where have you been training? You know, here and there, around, and then had a great performance against Adam Piccolotti.
Why haven't you fought in 3 years?
You know, you get busy and you don't return calls right away and you fall behind on email. Right, yeah, Bobby King.
Bobby's a handful when it comes to the stand-up game. He's got a lot of beautiful angles, changes things up. He's got a very strong ground game, but his stand-up is slick. Loves to get inside and do damage. You're seeing that Cruz is believing that, you know what, getting him to the ground is the best thing, my best route to victory, and I don't have to deal with this stand-up. Nice knee landed by Bobby King.
It's hard to believe 6 years ago, Brent Premis became the lightweight world champion with that bizarre victory over Michael Chandler at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, that was such a strange incident with that perennial nerve just closing down on Chandler. Chandler unable to control his foot. They ended up finally stopping the fight based upon he couldn't control his ability to stand up. Nice clean shots.
Yeah, Bobby King kind of waiting, drawing him in.
And you're seeing Bobby King create very nice angles where Cruz cannot respond with the counter. He's moving his feet. He's landing the shot, moving his feet. He's in and out. This right now, what you're seeing is what good footwork, and that's what the basis for everything in the stand-up game is your footwork. And you're seeing Bobby King utilize his footwork to get in and out. He's taking a guy that's got a 7.5-inch reach advantage and just taking it away by the ability to use his feet to move in and out. Ooh, need a little bit of that kick.
He can hit from that distance. So Bobby King has something to think about with those angles.
Cruz has not been successful with any of these takedown attempts, if you want to call them that, but he keeps going back to it, and that's good. He needs to do that. Don't ever allow Bobby to feel like, oh, I've stopped your ability to do that, and you're not going to try. Continue to show that I'm willing to try to take you down.
Bobby King's got a lot of good shots here on the exit.
Cruz took a weird step there.
Yeah, off the top of the cage. Well, we won't see that. Takedown was basically just a heel.
He's starting to eat heavier shots.
Yeah, he's leaving himself open now. Yeah, he's wobbled.
Again, right there, you saw in and out. That right hand he threw completely off target based upon Bobby King moving himself right out of line.
Bobby King's walking down, wary of that reach, wary of the head kick. But a really strong first round.
This is fine. I like the pressure, I like the pushing and pulling. Tighter with the hands and touch a little bit to create. See how slow he is? We're good. Smart.
Everybody defines fun differently.
King throwing a beautiful left hand right there. And really the whole thing here, that was the kick that landed up on Bobby. Landed really clean. This was that step right here. He takes that step back, hits the thing, and kind of buckles his ankle a little bit. And he did get taken down right after. Don't know if that had anything to do with it, but that was the foot on the ground right now is the one that he buckled the ankle on. So might have had something to do with him not being able to really hold his weight. Interesting to see Dwayne Ludwig come in, and he looks at Bobby King and says, "Are we having fun? Sure we are. He's slow. We got nothing to worry about here." Counter left hand. Bobby King.
He's less concerned about the reach as each minute goes by.
Yeah, he's really controlling the range, and that's when you're the shorter fighter with less reach, and you're the one controlling the range. Not an easy thing for Alon Cruz to deal with. He's taking a lot of shots.
Am I right? It feels like Alon Cruz is indecisive.
Well, he's getting hit. Let's just be honest.
That'll make you decisive.
And one of the things, you know, that Bobby King used to be a grappler. He used to really be into taking the fight to the ground, and his wrestling is not bad. And so it's not going to be an easy thing for Cruz to get him to the ground. It's just that now Bobby feels very proficient, and he is in the stand-up, and he likes to utilize his stand-up, utilize his hands, and look for the knockout. Right there, he just tried to sit down on that right hand, just a little bit off target.
resulted in a takedown.
Very nice level change by Cruz. Here's his chance to try to implement his ground game.
Good. Into the guard. Cruz working for position.
Working to get into that half guard, which is now attained. You see, with that underhook, Bobby King has every opportunity to try to work himself back to getting up. But you see that right arm of Cruz is holding that leg. That's going to keep him from scooting a little bit here. Kind of keeps him a little bit in place. Bobby had to let go of that underhook.
Cruz running for that elbow.
Right now, really what we have is we have a grappling competition, not a lot of striking going on because Cruz doesn't have the opportunity based upon Bobby King's giving him some problems as far as starting to create space. Nice job by Cruz.
Bobby King's corner is calling for an underhook. Why? What do they want him to do?
Because with his legs where they're at, if he gets that underhook with that left arm right here, he can take and he can scoot himself out. He can get to a position where he can get up on his feet. So now the position that he's at, that's not good. He's got to be able to try to bring this fight over. Everything is about balance, and you're seeing him control that left arm. Nice job by Cruz. Made himself a little bit heavy there. He must be careful as far as getting his hips too far away. Nice job of bringing himself back over. Still in half guard, but now opening up. Very nice.
Bobby King was working so hard to turn him the other way that he snapped back to his right. He's in a much better position, even in the half guard. This fight turned dramatically when Cruz got it to the ground.
We gotta fight those takedowns. Deep breath, deep breath. Put your back off the coach. You back him up now. Shake that arm, coach. Deep breath, deep breath.
Here's where it turned around.
It was, because he got in deep, and you know that shot right away got in on the hips. You see those hands locked, and you see Bobby reach back to try to break those hands. Nice takedown by Alon Cruz, and then moved his body well. He landed some good, clean ground and pound shots. Just after I talked about he was having a hard time controlling position, that's why he wasn't opening up. Moved to that half guard, opened up, landed some clean shots.
We want to hear from you as we head for Patchy Mix and Rafion Stots in our main event, the final of the World Grand Prix. Be interested to hear what people thought of Davion Franklin's performance. Old school heavyweight MMA. Great fight between Luna Ellen and Joanne.
Man by Cruz, nice front kick.
For the corner. No more backing up.
Yep.
What a difference a round makes.
What a difference a round makes. A lot of strikes, and this is Cruz knowing, oh, I know I can be on the ground and I can control position. Let me get it back there so I don't have to deal with the stand-up. Smart fighting by Alon Cruz right now. Bobby King needs to work to get himself back to his feet. Cruz trying to figure for those legs. Now he's got those legs hooked. There's no way Bobby King's getting up until he gets those feet free. Now they're free.
There they are.
This is such a tough and frustrating position when you're Cruz. Because you want to drive him straight back and you can't because of the fence. That's the direction that you would normally push him.
You got him off the fence and back to the ground.
Smart move.
Bobby King's defense has been pretty good on the ground. The problem is there's this offense, which was so good in round one, has disappeared from there. However,
very nice reversal by Bobby King.
Into mount. Look at that magic trick. And he can't hold it. He's hunting for the arm.
Doesn't have it.
Nope. That's a gamble to take.
All this you're saying. Bobby King doing a really nice job of defending himself. That arm is not in danger right now. It's a long arm.
2 minutes to go in a close fight is not the time to take big risks on a low percentage submission. Particularly when you're in this spot.
Bobby looking towards the Kimura grip, but that arm now, he forced that arm in that position, but now it's stuck underneath him and it's very difficult for him to move it. So let's see if he can get that free. Going back to the straight arm lock. Nope.
Very sweaty, deep into the fight, third round, and really
nice
hard
pass
to hunt for those submissions. Look where he is now.
Nice pass by Cruz into side control. See if he can set up the crucifix.
Working on it. Shoulder strikes. What you like here from Cruz is that he hasn't been content with the position. He's trying to advance it, and he's doing damage.
Absolutely.
Trying to.
Been working hard the whole time, trying to, like you say, either advance his position, land a strike. Doesn't have to be the biggest strike. Now he's got his hook in.
Oh, remarkable how this fight turned with that one takedown a minute into the second round. Two completely different fights.
Yeah, ever since this fight has hit the ground, Alon Cruz is just taken over. A couple of submission attempts by Bobby King, but nothing that was close.
Cruz climbing over in the mount. Shaky start. Strong middle, great finish for Alon Cruz. couldn't have gone much better for Bobby King in that first round. He was controlling distance.
Not an easy fight. Not an easy fight, I promise.
You called it the second it happened, that the takedown was going to happen because the grip was so good.
Yep. Take a look at those fight stats. 91 strikes landed. Most of those for Aloha Cruz, let's be honest, they were on the ground.
Yeah.
Okay. Kicks landed 25 compared to 10, but look at that ground control time. 7 minutes and 22 seconds. 7 more minutes of time.
Michael C. Williams has the decision.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the judges' scorecards, your first Dane Furuta scores it 30-27, while judges Brian Miner and Sal D'Amato both see it the same, 29-28. All have it for the winner by unanimous decision, Aloha Cruz.
Goes to 11-4. Most of us saw it as a comeback win, but nonetheless, a win is a win. As we head back to Amanda and Josh.
It absolutely is there. Look, you saw the crowd, though, cheering for Bobby King here in Hawaii. This is the best crowd cheering on their own. We're going to see that in our second fight of the night. Yancy Medeiros going up against Charlie Leary. Josh, you and I have said this is going to be an all-out war. These two guys love to put on shows.
Yancy's never been in a boring fight, at least not one that I've seen.
Take a look at his last fight against Emmanuel Sanchez, how fun this was.
When he fought Emmanuel Sanchez, and Emmanuel Sanchez is someone who is a dancing partner with him, and he gets in there and gets after it, and Yancy Medeiros just touched him, used his reach and his range, and did what Hawaiians do. Point to the floor and let's get after it. And that's Yancy's style, and that's why fans love him.
How difficult, though, is it going to be to go up against someone like Charlie Leary, who you've called a zombie, because he's just going to keep moving forward. He's going to keep taking that damage.
Yeah, Yancy's someone that's going to touch you, and also cause a ton of damage. But Charlie Leary is someone that will take that damage and start pushing your cardio limits as the fight goes on. So Yancy's got to be careful not to blow everything out in that first round. Keep a little in the reserve because he's going to still be there. Charlie Leary will still be there in the second and third round.
Can't wait to watch that on our main card. Sean, we're hearing the cheers. Let's send it back down to you.
Yeah, and you're hearing them for Sumiko Anaba, 9th ranked flyweight, as you check out the tail of the tape here, and she's going to have a lot of crowd behind her.
She is ranked at number 9, 5-0, but a lot of experience against great fighters with Vida Artega at 7-4.
To Michael C. Williams.
And now tonight here at the Blaisdell, we go to a flyweight feature scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Introducing first, the blue corner. At 5'4", weighing in 125.8 pounds, the former title challenger, now ranked at number 7, enters with 7 wins, 4 losses. She fights out of Boise, Idaho, Vida Artega. And across the cage, her adversary out of the red corner at 5'4", weighing in 124.4 pounds, undefeated. As a professional, she now stands at 5-0 and enters ranked at number 9, fighting out of Maui, Hawaii, presenting Sumiko, Ladies Samurai Anaba. In charge, your referee, Chris West.
Two ladies who love the stand-up. What a career Vida Artega has made for herself.
You're talking about just gritty, durable, and tough. Vida Artega fills the bill on all those. But when you're looking at Sumiko Anaba, very technically proficient. She's got a very long reach. She utilizes her footwork well, her length well. So she's the technician. Vida is the brawler, and we're going to see who gets their style of winning this fight.
Bellator came to Boise, Vida Artega's hometown, in 2016, and she was on the card, on the undercard, fought one of McFarlane's training partners. was in her corner against Vida Artega, and her performance was so impressive, it earned her another one, and then another one, and another one. She had a couple of bad decisions against her. As actually worked her way up to the title fight. And she had that nasty cut against Alimale.
She's a gamer, though. She comes to fight. She can fight in the stand-up and on the ground. She is very good.
7 years ago, this division did not exist. Now think of how many entertaining fights and star fighters have been created by fighting against each other.
Absolutely. You second look, you know, we just had the Bruno Ellen versus, you want to, the Joanne fight was so good, but look at the technique and just look at the proficiency of Anaba. She's a sniper out there, and that is what has made her a fan favorite. Is she continues to press throughout the fight, and she's always looking for the finish.
Which is something you don't always see in this division. The only one to ever stop Peter Artega was Lima because of that cut.
Yeah, huge elbow landed.
Good shots.
It was. You heard her with that shot.
That elbow just missed.
Well, we were talking about the jab with Davion Franklin. Look at that double jab by Anaba. It is a great weapon. Beautiful right
combination. Artega gives up the double unders. Anaba getting the better of all these exchanges.
Boy, good work by Anaba. She was just really on point right now. Even in close range, landed the elbow, goes back to a little bit of length.
Man, this division is in good shape.
Fun fighters to watch. Fighters that go after the win. Not looking to outpoint anybody.
Liz Carmouche come from behind win, defending the world title last night against Deanna Bennett. Tonight, Alimale McFarlane and Kana Watanabe. Actually, by all accounts, create Liz Carmouche's next challenger. Big win earlier tonight for Bruno Ellen.
Beautiful defense. Artega landed a beautiful jab of Rome.
Right on the entry, right on the exit. Double jab. Oh, so sharp.
And we always talk
Great
about
lines.
landing those. Don't just go after the singles or the combination of 1-2. Always throw the 3 because the 3 eventually seems to land all the time. That's what you've seen Anaba do.
Impressive first round for Anaba.
Beautiful job. Good job. Deep breaths right now. Recover all the way. Slow.
Nice change up from orthodox to southpaw. Hits the right hand, comes back with the left high kick. Anaba throwing elbow, but the punch by Artega lands. But the jab was the big difference maker in this round. Clean jab landed time after time. Put Vita Artega back on her heels.
Hey, I target the leg.
We've been talking about the main card so much, and rightly so. We have yet to talk about Mads Bernell and Justin Gonzalez, two ranked fighters at featherweight. At a time, the featherweight division is in a strange place because of Patricio Pitbull's decision to go down to fight Sergio Pettis at bantamweight. A clean shot.
Just beautiful right hand, straight down the pipe. See, look how fast the straight shots get there. Everyone wants to throw with power. Power comes with speed and technique, and that's what you're seeing out of Anaba right now.
It's not always the biggest dude who hit 50 home runs. No, it's bat speed.
It is.
Artega is tough.
Just a gamer. She is such a brawler. Durable. Just hangs in there until she lands her shots, makes you pay. But she's fighting a true technician. Just take a look how beautiful. Never off balance. And that's the one thing with Anaba. When you're watching her footwork, watch how her feet stay at a certain distance. Always in balance. When she's throwing her shots, she's in balance.
And Vita can take you off.
Oh, yeah.
You could see the damage that the precision of Anaba has led to what you're staring at on the face of Vita Artega right now.
Yeah, and the most impressive part is look at 5-0. You know, she's seeing that she's doing damage. And she's sticking exactly with what's gotten her there. Instead of trying to just open up and land a big shot, still just sticking back, utilizing the jab, throwing combinations at times, straight right hand down the pipe, getting out of the way when Artega comes forward. Just a beautiful exhibition right now. Beautiful double jab.
And Vita comes forward.
There has never been a doubt about the toughness of one Vita Artega. We've seen it time and time again.
Quick shots by Anaba.
Back on our jab here, back on our jab. Let's go, set this up, yes.
Again, Vita's not seeing these till they're going back.
Yeah. I do think that Anaba in the orthodox stance you're seeing right now has been the most effective. As southpaw, she's doing good, but man, that left jab, the way she throws it, snaps it out. It's got a lot of snap, fast.
All night, baby, all night. This is great. Show her stuff from underneath. Show her some stuff from underneath. There we go. Yeah, keep her on it. Beautiful work right now. Yeah.
She's like a
one big shot. There's no doubt. Vita may need one when this is over.
I'll tell you, she's taking a lot of damage. She is definitely wearing the work of Anaba. That's, don't blame Vita at all. She's trying to go after it, but putting herself in a position within range to eat more shots because she doesn't have an answer for Anaba at range. She's just getting eaten up, so she's trying to close that gap.
Best moments for Vita there. First signs of doubt from Anaba at her going backwards for about 2 seconds. just painted for 10 minutes on the canvas. And looking at it on the face of Vita Artega.
That right hand has been a laser, going straight down, left, right, just touching. Artega just a little bit slow on the counter, a little bit off. Beautiful double jab right there. You can see the cut on the eye opened up.
And that's where you knew she was bleeding badly, but there was so much damage, it was hard to see. That was a great look at just how bad that cut is, and that's in a bad spot.
Yeah, it's in the actual eyelid area, just below the eyebrow, which is going to cause some concern. They're going to look at it. All depends on the depth of the cut.
You're talking about a fight here that's been pretty one-sided going into the third round.
I want you to stay on the same. Hey, we can lock hands on a double and put her down too.
Let's get her against the cage. Let's cut her open. Let's go. Come on.
Third round. The third round. Ready. Fight.
Beautiful right hand landed by Anaba. That made Vita back up. She felt it.
Through a kick and a combination Artega did to start the round. It's the first time we've seen that. He's trying something different. Head movement and the feints of Anaba.
A lot of pressure being applied by Artega right now. Trying to come forward. Good job of cutting the ring off. Oh, clean right hand by Anaba.
This is a prodigious performance from a fighter in her 6th professional fight.
I'm so impressed with just the way she stuck with the game plan. Has not gotten out of control at all in the fight. Has just stuck with what is working. Both fighting in southpaw and orthodox. The jab, when she's in the orthodox stance, my God, it has been just a piston.
Artega's left eye.
Another one.
Right on the mouth. And even in these close exchanges where Vita's trying to bully a little bit, she's still taking the worst of it at close range.
Yeah, there's, you're taking a look at Vita Artega and you're saying, I understand, man, you're doing everything you can to try to come forward, close that gap, land your counters. It's just that right now, Anaba, a little too fast. She's in and out before Vita can get that counter back out there. And she's eating the shot. It's putting her a little bit off balance at times. So when she does get the shot out, it just misses.
This was a significant step up in competition for Anaba, but man, she has not blinked.
She's definitely put the flyweight division on notice. Oh, I'm here to stay. I'm ranked 9th right now, but I am definitely going to be moving up.
Just a masterpiece of brutality inflicted by Anaba here for 13 minutes.
What a heart by Vita.
My goodness.
I mean,
can't say that enough.
There comes a point where your body just wants to stop. And your mind's got to be tough enough to say, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to keep marching forward. And that is what Vita Artega has done throughout this fight.
It's what her career has been.
True.
This was not,
so true.
Nobody thought in 2016 Vita Artega is going to have double-digit fights at the highest level of this weight class in the world, and yet here she is, former world title challenger. That stock for Sumiko Anaba is just soaring right now.
Very well.
Literally blocked the spinning back, which nobody ever sees coming, and saw it coming and blocked it. Speed kills, man.
It does.
He is
so hard
quick.
to deal with.
Think about the strikers in this division, like these keel holds. There's some really fascinating fights on the horizon.
I'll tell you what, you came up with the fight that I was thinking of, because Denise Keelholtz against Anaba, what a fight that would be. What a stand-up battle.
Nothing but heart and guts and courage for Artega. Anaba trying to close the show in a truly spectacular performance. Anaba steps up in competition and dominates. You should hold your arms up if you're still standing after that.
I'll tell you what, you can take nothing from Vita Artega. What a tough lady. Watch the double jab here. Boom, boom. Just puts her back on her heels. Right hand. Again. She tries to respond, just misses. And this is what happened throughout the fight for her. Just a little bit off based upon, and then she takes the big shot. Big left hand, just right at the end of the fight. Sumiko Anaba just going after Artega. What a battle.
Thank you guys very much. Mom, Dad, Lay, Rain, I love you guys so much. That was all for you guys. I love you.
There's going to be a lot of people loving her back. If you don't know the name, you're about to. For the official word of Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the decision, we'll go now to your three judges, Brian Miner, Sal D'Amato, Kyle Takao. They all have it exactly the same at 30-27. All have it for the winner by unanimous decision. Still undefeated, Sumiko. Ladies, Aloha, Anaba.
That was a master class taught by a fighter in her 6th professional fight, guys. That was spellbinding.
Spellbinding is the right word there for Anaba. Josh, talk to us about what we've seen from her. I mean, still undefeated, and I think Sean said it great. She has put this division on notice.
She's really matured as a fighter since the first time I saw her step foot in the Bellator cage to this fight. Her last fight, she had to deal with some adversity, and now in this fight, she put it all together, paced herself, and really let the hands go and just put a clinic on Vita Artega.
So much love from the crowd tonight. Can't wait to see what her next fight's going to be. It's going to be a battle, no matter what that is. Amanda Guerra, Josh Thompson here. Let's talk about our first fight we have coming up on the main card tonight. Aaron Pico going up against James Gonzalez here. Look, Aaron Pico, the last time we saw him 6 months ago, this happened. He was going up against Jeremy Kennedy, hurt his shoulder. We thought it was dislocated. A little bit worse than that. I mean, he went over to the corner. It went viral. They try to kind of yank it into place. Josh, you're making cringing faces. Here's the thing. You have had this injury. Talk to us about your recovery, what Aaron Pico's gone through the last 6 months, and what we could see tonight.
My injury was very similar to his, and I had to have shoulder surgery. What it was is just the aggressive training you have to do to basically recover from this. A lot of therapy, sometimes twice a day, even in pushing into 3 times a day. But him coming back, right about the right time. 4 to 5 months is what my recovery was. His recovery was very similar. So you could tell that he worked vigorously to get back on track to face James Gonzalez.
Look, Aaron Pico is so focused. He said, I asked him, and he was such on a roll. And he goes, you know what? I really needed that 6 months. I got my mind right. I got my body right. And I'm ready to go tonight. That's our first fight tonight. Sean, back down to you.
All right, guys. A couple of big ones coming up here at featherweight, including Kai Kamaka. Very special building for him.
Take a look at that, 68 inch reach and 72, but Kai Kamaka super fast. We're gonna see if he can get inside.
To Michael C. Williams.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we go to the featherweight division. Scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. We introduce the blue corner at 5'11", weighing in 145.6 pounds. His professional record, 9 wins, 2 losses, out of Raleigh, North Carolina, Adley Sunshine Edwards. And across the cage, his adversary fighting out of the red corner at 5'7", weighing in 145.4 pounds as a professional. 10 victories, 5 defeats, 1 draw. Fighting out of Kapolei, Hawaii, presenting the Flying Hawaiian, Kamaka. And your referee, Jason Herzog.
Let's get back. First round, buddy, you ready? You ready? Fight!
Kai Kamaka, Hawaii State high school champion, competed here in this building, watched fights as a kid in this building. At the Blaisdell here in Honolulu. Very special for him to make that walk.
Adley Edwards is a fighter we haven't seen in about a year's time. Had his first fight in Bellator against Pico. Wasn't able to get the win there, but showed he is a good fighter everywhere. He will wrestle, he will strike, he will get into a submission battle. He's got a lot of tools.
He was a Division II All-American at Ashland University. Lost Aaron Pico into a 4-year, 7-fight win streak.
Nicely done by Kai Kamaka. Just because you hit the ground doesn't mean it's a takedown. Nice knee inside by Adley Edwards.
Stop. That was an accident here. You just gotta relax the groin when you get in that cup, okay? You're right here. You got time. Let me know when you're ready, okay? You need to move at all?
There's a nice knee inside by Adley Edwards. And then all of a sudden you saw Kamaka come back with his own a little bit south of the root.
What is there really to say to the fighter that inflicted the damage? They know what they did.
Right here, though. You're over there, please.
I mean...
How are we doing? You good? Okay, you're right over there, yeah? You're there? Fighter's good?
It's not a matter what happens is when you're in that clinch and you're trying to, digging your underhooks and stuff, when your hips get back, you try to aim for that solar plex area and stuff. It's just as your hips are back, it doesn't get high enough. Nice, great job. Defense by Edwards.
Look at that reversal.
These guys are looking fantastic
this
right now.
This is going to be high-level wrestling. We knew it.
Beautifully done by both men.
Less than an hour from going live on Showtime.
Nice body shot by Kai Kamaka. That left hand of the body. That did not feel good.
The conversation about the Bantamweight World Grand Prix will finally end tonight with Rafion Stots and Patchy Mix. A whole new level of conversation when Sergio Pettis and Patricio Pitbull get ready to tee it up. Kai Kamaka looks so good. His only career knockout in his last fight back in Connecticut in December. Left kick got through. That did some damage.
Kai's really coming along as a fighter. We've always known he's got a lot of talent, but it's a matter of being a smart fighter at times. And at times, he wasn't fighting with a high IQ. He was getting into brawls when he didn't need to get into the brawl. He's really come along as a fighter. He's utilizing his stand-up because he's got very fast hands. He's a good athlete. He's got good wrestling. So now it's a matter of, hey, pick your moments. You saw that little bounce back. That's Kai taking a little bit of a breather. That's good. That's smart. That's what you're supposed to do.
Extreme Couture has become a real destination now.
Well, and a lot of it is the coaching there. They've got some outstanding coaches. There's good coaches in a lot of places. Eric Nixon, fantastic in what he does. Dewey Cooper there is striking. You got Jake Shields with grappling too. Just an incredible array of knowledge.
Edwards shaking off some of that damage, but he's moving backwards now.
That left hook to the body. He is digging that deep.
Keep an eye on the right elbow of Edwards. He's protecting that side now. The guard is dropping.
You can see it. That elbow comes down quick because those body shots are having an effect. Adley was very active in being offensive at the beginning of this round. And you can see that his offensive output is really slowed down. He's defending more and more.
Overhand right set up that shot.
There he goes back to the body twice. Smart. This is what I'm talking about, that fight IQ. He's so much more mature as a fighter now.
Kamaka with his eye on that top 10 at featherweight. We're about to see two of the top 10. Justin Gonzalez and Mads Bernell go head-to-head.
Leg okay? Yeah, okay. Listen to me. So I need to close down that flank, right? And keep shooting that side. So you got a couple options there. We can parry jab, cut the calf off. You got the right overhand, and what you land at the end of the round is your step over right hook. I don't want to allow him to keep flowing that way. I want to make an action for it. If he starts kicking us, where's our crackback?
You can take a look. This is where that beautiful scramble. Double unders by Kamaka. He goes to get that takedown. Nice balance and base. Hits the sweep of the leg. Kamaka's on the ground. Not settling there. Both end up getting up. Beautiful grappling action by both Adley Edwards and Kai Kamaka. But that left hook to the body, that was the difference maker in that round. You want to talk about damage. It doesn't look like much, but those body shots add
Second
up.
round, fight. You ready? You ready? Fight.
You're talking about the fight IQ of Kamaka still as a young fighter. Sometimes the way they are coached in the corner and the level of conversation is an indication as to how in tune they are.
Absolutely.
And how high the fight IQ is, and that was a great example of that.
You just listened to Eric Nixon give him great information about, look, you have a couple of options in what we want you to do here. How do I approach going after Edwards here? I don't have to get into these exchanges as far as being the brawler. Pick them apart.
See it. Eric Nixon had no trouble just at that level of conversation. Hey, you got A, B, C, D, and you could see it was registered.
Yep. And part of that is confidence. Confidence as a fighter. You believe in your coach. You know your coach knows what they're talking about and sees things, and you're just going to go implement what they told you.
Michael Jackson, rear side, yay!
Back to the body.
Hunting those ribs again, that right side. The kick got in there earlier. Lower the guard of Edwards. Kamaka stuck in a couple more in an exchange at the fence late in the first round. He's hunting for it again.
Edwards like he's really working hard here, trying to find his openings. He just can't seem to find them. You can see, take a look at those ribs on the right side. That's all from the body shots right there. Big overhead right.
The guard lowers and then that happens.
And that's exactly why you go to the body. When you bring that guard down, you have to guard that body. Once it starts getting broken down, you have to bring your hands down to defend. It just leaves your head open. This fight has changed from being very competitive at the beginning of that first round, back and forth with a lot of action, to right now you've got one offensive fighter in Kamaka and a guy trying to defend in Adlai Edwards.
Yeah, the wrestling exchange was really high level in that opening minute, but in the stand-up it has not been close.
Beautiful leg kick by Edwards right there. Like that he's sticking with it. One of the things, if you're watching, Kamaka switches from orthodox to southpaw a lot. But the one thing that hasn't changed when he does is Edwards continues to circle to his left. And you can see that Kamaka is starting to set him up to let him go in that direction and let me hit him with power on that right side.
Jason Herzog says no.
Always clean.
That guard is really low now. Shots are slower later in the fight. Saw some good stuff early from Kamaka, takedown defense-wise, and then he has really gone to work here. You can hear the damage.
And again, one of the things that you're looking for is, does he start to become overconfident? Does he start to overextend looking for the big knockout? He's not doing that. He's being smart. He realizes that Edwards is a dangerous fighter. I'm not going to give him any openings. I'm just going to continue with what's working. And boy, that was a big-time body kick.
It's interesting watching Anaba and Kamaka fight back-to-back. Is how the two natives fighting at home where you think there would be adrenaline and nerves or whatever, and they have been so precise and professional.
Yeah, just sticking with the game plan that they came in with, not getting all excited about anything, just continuing to march forward. Let me do my work.
You need a really big round here, man. You gotta. What's that? You're down. You're down. Both rounds, I would say. Only because he's a hometown guy. So that. Right. This last 5 minutes, you got to give it all you got. Everything you got, man. Every bit of. Listen. Don't.
Here goes Kamaka to the body again, and that punch has been just money for him. Big right hand over the top here. Hits him just to the top and back of the ear there. Clean right hand, left hand kick to the body. Just a beautiful combination by Kamaka. Always hide those kicks behind the hands if you can. That's when they become successful, and that was. You can take a look at the rib area of Edwards on the right side. It is looking nasty and beat up.
Final round, buddy, you ready? You ready? Fight!
And no punches pulled in the corner either. You're down.
You know,
You're definitely down.
And I definitely appreciate Marcus Davis telling this fighter that.
Yeah.
This fighter was feeling like I did good in that last round. He did. You had some moments, but not enough to win that round.
Wow. Level change from Edwards turns into that.
Beautiful positioning by Kamaka to get around on him. Body lock takedown.
Keep working.
2 rounds in the bank and a lot of time to work with here.
Wow. Beautifully done. He's got the back.
He's got the back.
Beautiful
Didn't have a great grip. He knew it and got right out of it.
He felt him slipping away, and instead of just giving himself, okay, I'll accept the ground, he got himself back to his feet again. That's what we're talking about, fight IQ.
That's big right there.
So impressive. I can remember about 2 years, maybe 3 years ago, I'm talking about Kamaka. I'm saying he just doesn't fight smart. He just takes chances he doesn't need to take. He's not doing the things. And now I watch this, and you go, you talk about maturing as a fighter. Fantastic.
Left got through again.
That was fair. That was fair. It was on the It was fair.
Jason Herzog, second time he's told Edwards no.
And okay, you know, and here's your problem, and this is why Edwards, everything that's hitting Edwards the body is hurting now.
Yeah.
And you could take a look at his right side. It is pink. It is bloody. He has been beat up. Tomorrow is going to be a horrible day.
And now there is damage, and tonight's not going to be much fun either. There's damage under the left eye, and that has come because the guard has come down. He's completely protecting the right side, and that's opened up the shot for Kamaka.
Yep.
He scrambles to stay safe.
Edwards looking at, he's grabbing the wrist, trying to push the arm through to bring up a triangle. Kamaka stops all of that.
Hail Mary at this point, rubber guard. Edwards desperately trying to submit a fighter who is in control, who has never been submitted.
Right here, Kamaka should look to try to pass that guard. Just get past one leg. Being in that half guard position is a great position for being. It takes away a ton of the submissions that are at the disposal of Edwards right now.
Think about the tradition of MMA in this state when you think about its future, but this is now the present with Anaba and Kamaka.
Well, this state has got so many fighters.
Per capita.
Oh, it's amazing when you think about it. It all started really with, you know, BJ Penn being one of the first. You know, I was showing you guys like Ronald Machine Gun Dunk over who's working with the commission now. You know, so many fights here on this island. And the one thing about Hawaiians that you could always say, man, they come to fight always. You know, as BJ used to say, just scrap, bro.
And what's interesting about that, particularly there could be pressure on Hawaiian fighters fighting in Hawaii. There's pressure right for the crowd to perform in front of the crowd, but the younger fighters not falling into the trap that can sometimes be.
Well, nice knee inside by Edwards there.
Yeah. Will we see Yancy Medeiros later? I don't think he'll be as concerned about that. My goodness, what a finish. This is some really eye-opening stuff here from Kamaka. It's one thing to say, hey, a younger fighter has to do this to take that next step up. But man, this was a eye-opening performance. You get to the end zone like that, you get to spike your mouthpiece.
Yeah, you can. Let's take in some of the work of Kai Kamaka, the third here. Right hand lands. He went to the body so many times beautifully. That kick inside, you can see that was blocked, but it still has an impact on Edwards, especially after. Tough shot. Right hand, right back to the body, and that one landed clean. Big time body attack by Kai Kamaka the third, and he just looked fantastic. The best fight I've ever seen him have.
Shouldn't take this long to count to 30. Michael C. Williams has the math.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go now to your judges' scorecards. Derek Cleary, Mike Onzuka, Michael Bell. All have it exactly the same, 30-27 for the winner by unanimous decision. The Fighting Hawaiian,
An extraordinary performance, especially here. He was so emotional about fighting in this building in which he grew up watching fights. Josh, I can't imagine it. You can explain what it's like to be a young fighter getting to fight in your hometown on this big stage.
I got chicken skin watching him fight, listening to his crowd. It's crazy just to think, like, it's nerve-wracking the weeks leading up to it, but once you get in the cage and the cage door closes, it feels like home. There's nothing better.
Especially here in Hawaii. Yeah. I mean, this might be the best, home advantage you could ever have fighting in a particular arena. All right, let's talk about our main event coming up tonight. The highly, highly anticipated finale of the Bellator Bantamweight World Grand Prix. Rafion Stots going up against Patchy Mix. They have battled to get to this point. Josh, these guys are so close talent-wise. I said, how does one of them come away with the win? And you said it all comes down to game plan.
Yeah, it comes down to the game plan, but it comes down to who can implement their game plan. Rafion Stots got to keep the distance. He's got to get in and get out without giving his back, without giving his neck, and without getting taken down. Now, taking him down is going to be a tough task because he's such a great wrestler, two-time national champ, Division II. Now, I don't think that Patchy Mix is going to be able to jump or shoot it on the legs and get him down, but Patchy Mix is one of the best at getting to the back from that position. Now, Patchy Mix needs to try to get this fight to the ground. That's going to be his game plan. One's really good on the feet. The other one's fantastic on the ground. Whoever can implement it, is going to win it.
We've been waiting a long time for this fight here. Sean, Josh and I are your cheering section. We're going to send it back down to you.
There's cheering sections all over this building right now. I mean, the whole world is a cheering section for Josh Topsy, if you think about it. All right, Patricio Pitbull has his attention away from featherweight right now. There's Aaron Pico later tonight. Jeremy Kennedy waiting. Two more names on the list about to go head-to-head.
And now to make his way to the cage, Justin Jake Trey Gonzalez.
And speaking of Aaron Pico, only one guy's gone the full 15 minutes with Aaron Pico, and you're looking at him. Justin Gonzalez, 14-1. I always think, imagine you got a wrestling meet against Northern Colorado, and they've got Justin Gonzalez and Justin Gaethje. Hey, tough schedule.
Now his opponent, Bernell.
On the cusp of a world title shot, had that title eliminator fight with Adam Boric, which went against him, but now he is looking to do the toughest thing, which is to climb back up the ladder. Stone Cold should be everybody's choice for a walk-in music. Let's check out the tail of the tape.
Take a look right there, 68-inch reach compared to 72, but Mads Bernell, one of the best transitions into submissions you will ever see. Justin Gonzalez, fantastic wrestler.
To Michael C. Williams, because he said so.
And now the time has come to conclude the prelims here at Bellator 295. We'll do it with 3 5-minute rounds in the featherweight division. Introducing the blue corner at 5'9", weighing in 145.6 pounds, ranked now at number 7. He brings 14 professional victories, just 1 defeat. Fighting out of Greeley, Colorado, Justin J. Gonzalez. And across the cage, his adversary fighting out of the red corner at 5'8", weighing in 144.4 pounds. The 6th ranked featherweight holds a professional record, including 16 wins, 5 losses from Husum, Denmark. Introducing Matt Bernell. And your referee, Frank Trigg.
Brian, good? Sit back, good. Thank you. Copy. Ready? Ready? Fight!
Future 145 is so interesting because the 2 guys that have dominated it, Patricio Pitbull and AJ McKee, have gone in different directions weight-wise, at least for the moment.
Oh, absolutely. It is so open right now when you're taking a look at all the guys that are so good. Justin Gonzalez is a fantastic fighter. Great wrestling, and his stand-up's really come a long ways. He was battling with Aaron Pico. That's his only loss. Mads Bernell loves to come forward. He will take shots to give shots, but on the ground, if this fight goes there, look out for the Japanese necktie. The guy is a whiz at it.
We're about 30 minutes away from seeing the return of Aaron Pico. We go live on Showtime, top of the hour.
Looking for the sweep right here. Nice work by Mads Bernell. He's not looking to get up. He's looking to get on top. And that's what he just did. Very well done by Mads Bernell. And that's on the ground. This kid is so good. Justin Gonzalez needs to really be careful about extending any limbs. He's got to be careful with his neck here.
You extend a limb against Mads Bernell, you might not get it back.
Got a really effective Darce choke, and he'll hit it from all kinds of angles. So Justin Gonzalez right now, just keep yourself safe, be smart in your movements.
We talk about this a lot, but if you're new to MMA, without the sweat very early in the round, submissions are actually a little bit easier.
And he needs to be very careful right now. If Mads Bernell locks his hands, that arm is going to be stuck there. And he's looking towards the north-south choke.
North-south.
Knee on belly right now by Mads Bernell. Smart move. Kick out. Get that knee off of your diaphragm area.
You can train it, but Justin Gonzalez, his wrestling is so good, he hasn't been in this position a lot.
Well, as a wrestler, you're not on your back. You're on your back, you're losing. Justin didn't lose a lot, so this is one of the ones you got to remain calm. Say, all right, I got swept over. I was reversed, but I need to keep myself safe. And he's doing a very good job right now, just trying to create little tiny bits of space. This is where he needs to start to be very careful. Anytime Mads Bernell starts to impart your neck with his arms, look out.
You never know after you have that first big loss and the Boris lost in the title eliminator, he did not have a good performance against Pedro Carvalho.
No, he did not. He really one of his worst performances overall. And I honestly think he overlooked Pedro Carvalho.
His assessment of that performance, I could have fought my dead grandmother that day and lost.
Right back to side control.
Easily.
And that's the whole part. Look, when he wants, he can move all over the place on the ground. He is adept at every type of submission there is. Knee to the body right there. Everything is just to open up,
opportunity. There's an opportunity for Mads Bernell that was there to step over quick. He started to. It's giving Justin Gonzalez a lot to think about.
But Justin Gonzalez on his back survives the round.
Stayed safe.
That's a big thing for him to look at to say, all right, I'm not going to let that one happen again.
Corners.
Hey, we want us on our feet. Okay, so be patient. Use your long punches, all right? Long punches. Hesitate on the kicks a little bit. I want your hands. We can smoke this dude with the hands. He's covering the head heavy, so the body's open. Keep working that body, but then get space for me, all right? We need space. We're in and we're out. We're in and we're out. We're getting our damage and we're out. Copy? Okay.
That jab going. You got range on it. Beautiful at the beginning, okay? Stick, move, okay? When you make it known,
you smoke them. So if we can get it there, but obviously don't have to force it, right? Hey, first one's out of the way. Let's fucking get this, baby.
We need space, Justin Gonzalez was told. What did you take from that?
What I took from that is, hey, we don't want to be on the ground. I want you to use your stand-up. Pop the jab, keep the space, don't let him crowd you. But right back to the takedown, so. Let's go right back to the same sweep that got him up. Very nice job by Mads Bernell. You saw how he went inside where the fence was at to keep it, so he has his head in a good position. He's looking to bring that leg over. He wants to take his left leg and capture the right leg of Gonzalez. Now it's not going to happen going north-south.
He's breathing. He's breathing hard.
Out of time on the clock right now. I'm really surprised that Justin Gonzalez, after being in that position on the ground, went right back to the wrestling.
Low slice elbow. There we go. Low slice elbow.
So there's no guillotine with no legs at all. There's no guillotine there. So people are looking and say, oh, he's got to get it. No, you don't. Not in that position. But what could be is a Von Flue choke here. If you saw Mads Bernell lock that hand up, but he just decided he doesn't want to do that.
Just keeps going. Pressure on the neck of Gonzalez, too, with that right shoulder and the arm.
Yep. There we go. Head low.
Let's put inch by inch.
Smart move by Justin Gonzalez to let go of the head, though. Your arm can get trapped there. You don't want to be in that position.
Short elbow when you can.
Mads Bernell just riding on the top of him. Nice heavy elbow.
short elbow. Do some damage, also allow him to make his next move. He's just had Justin Gonzalez playing defense from the opening bell.
And this is what happens when you're in camp and you're training with people, and I can always get up. I can always get up. No, you can't. There's always going to be that guy that gives you problems when your back hits the ground. That's Bernell is that guy. Bernell really looking towards that north-south choke right now.
And keeping pressure on the chin and neck. Now he's inching towards it.
Good job by Justin Gonzalez to pull himself through that, because that was getting tight.
The good news for Justin Gonzalez in this fight is that a lot of things he's done defensively have been really good. The bad news is he's been on defense the entire fight.
That's exactly it. Well, it's one of those, you look at, he's got 50 seconds to survive in this round with what's going on. And if he can get himself to the third round, how does he approach that third round? Are you going to go back out in that third round and go right back to a wrestling takedown, which he 2 times now has turned on you and put you in a bad position?
Justin Gonzalez has won his fights by dominating positionally, grinding things out. Now he can. He's down 2-0.
Yep. Nice job by Justin Gonzalez being on the neck. He doesn't have that choke, though.
How do you win a fight when you're in a spot you've never been in before? And that's what Justin Gonzalez is up against now.
Prix! Hey, listen, no wrestling, no takedowns. Don't take him down. Hey, look at me, real quick. Let our boxing come out. Let your fucking hands come out. You understand? Hey, big deep breath.
No wrestling, no takedowns.
Speed with your hands, Justin. Speed. We need a bunch of them, right? Okay, we're gonna work this.
When Mads got into that reversal, you saw Justin try to back himself out. Mads goes to his own takedown. He gets a beautiful takedown there and then lands some good elbows here. That's going after the elbow here. That's when Justin tried to buck him off. Not an easy thing to do with a guy that knows, understands how to position his body and put pressure on you.
Third round. Got it. Copy. Ready? Ready? Fight!
One of the things you heard in Gonzalez's corner, no takedowns. It's telling.
Bernell says, come on down.
So hard
No
to break
thanks.
that habit, but that's smart of him. You did that takedown, but did not follow him down. He's trying to keep this on the feet. But Mads Bernell is no easy deal on the feet. He likes to come forward. He puts a lot of pressure. He'll take shots. He's got a good chin. So Justin's got to really be on his game. He's got to be very, very offensive, volume heavy.
As Bernell hasn't been stopped in 5 years. Level change, and look where Gonzalez ended up.
That was a nice trip. He kicked the leg out there. Justin being off balance, wasn't able to keep it. In no way did Justin Gonzalez think coming into this fight that he would have been on his back for most of this fight. Look at the ground control time. It's going to be somewhere in the 10-minute mark.
How much time do you think he's been on his back in his athletic life?
Not a lot. Not a lot. But this is one of those learning experiences. Nice job of lacing the arm backside by Mads Bernell. Justin Gonzalez corner getting a little verbiage from Mads Bernell. Justin working really hard. He's using a lot of energy to try to get back to his feet, which he needs to do. Really controlling the wrist. That's helping him keep Justin Gonzalez exactly where he wants it.
You're going to look back at Justin Gonzalez in this fight. Just tactical mistakes against the absolute wrong guy to make these specific mistakes.
Yeah, it's so true.
As Bernell had won 7 straight before losing those back-to-back fights to Borch and Carvalho. Pico will kick off the main card, top of the hour, trying to make his statement here at featherweight, coming back off the injury. He suffered in the fight with Jeremy Kennedy, which sort of screams run it back if Pico is back at full health. What will Patricio do?
Mads Bernell just being real heavy in that half guard position, moves the side control
so easily.
This is exactly what Justin Gonzalez's corner, Ryan Schultz, was talking about. Don't want you to be in any more wrestling, no more grappling situations. You can't help it sometimes when you're up against a guy like Mads Bernell. He just brings you there.
How disheartening must it have been for Justin Gonzalez to hear in the corner, no more takedowns.
Exactly.
That's your whole life.
Yeah.
You know,
it's true.
They say the toughest job for a coach is when you're losing everything you've done your whole life, and then the halftime in the locker room in the Super Bowl when you're losing, having to change everything that you've been doing.
But Schultz was right in telling him that. He was. It was the right, instruction. It's just not working for him. Gonzalez was looking towards a buggy choke, was not there for him.
Justin Gonzalez, his last win, he beat Kai Kamaka, and think of how those tables have turned, how impressive Kai Kamaka was, and Mads Bernell just dominates Justin Gonzalez. And think about the Pico fight, his only other loss, that was a competitive fight.
Yeah, it was. You look at it, most of that was on the feet, a lot of scrambles with the wrestling, but no control like what you just saw with Mads Bernell. But that is going to end up being the second loss in Justin Gonzalez's career, but he's going to learn a lot from that one.
So frustrating, those back-to-back losses for Mads Bernell. You know this has got to feel good. Back in the win column, presumably. Stots and Mix, the Bantamweight World Grand Prix final. We are closing in on it. McFarlane, Kana Watanabe.
Get this guy, happy birthday.
Return of Aaron Pico, Nancy Medeiros fighting here in Hawaii. All coming up, top of the hour. We have one final piece of business to take care of here. Michael C. Williams has it.
Ladies and gentlemen, from your judges' scorecards, Brian Miner, Derek Cleary, Dane Ferruta all see it the same, 30-27. The winner by unanimous decision, Mads Bernell.
Back in the win column after a very difficult year, Mads Bernell hands Justin Gonzalez his most dominant defeat he has faced as a pro. A truly impressive performance. We are 15 minutes away from going live on Showtime. After a year of waiting, we have finally reached the finale of the Bantamweight World Grand Prix. Eyes of the MMA world will be on it. Aloha McFarlane in a walkout at Honolulu. It's all coming your way. Josh, Amanda, Big John, and I will see you top of the hour on Showtime.
The last two Bellator bantamweights standing head to Honolulu for the $1 million Grand Prix fight.
I'm nasty with it. Come get some.
Interim champ Rafion Stots has walked the talk.
Rafion Super Stots.
But Patchy Mix is leaving opponents speechless.
I'm coming for that million. I'm coming for that belt.
Plus, hometown hero Aloha McFarlane takes on top-ranked featherweight Kana Watanabe.
McFarlane for real. Let's get down to business.
Bellator MMA tonight on Showtime.
The hunt for gold is on as Bellator MMA touches down in Hawaii with two unmissable fight nights. Bellator 294 and 295 go down this Friday and Saturday from the Blaisdell Arena in Honolulu, and boy, are fans in for a treat. 2 nights and 2 world title fights. Bellator's Hawaiian doubleheader puts the focus firmly on gold as the women's flyweight and men's bantamweight divisions come to a head. Kicking things off, Bellator 294 brings a night of high-powered MMA action to show our appreciation for those who serve and protect our great nation. The event, which is free for America's military, veterans, and first responders. Flyweight world champion Liz Carmouche defends the belt against Deanna Bennett, a rematch that's almost 3 years in the making. Last year, Carmouche, a Marine veteran, became the first woman ever to defeat then flyweight champion Juliana Velasquez, handing her back-to-back defeats to mark her stamp on the division. Her opponent, Bennett, is riding the crest of a wave of momentum with a trio of wins and is looking to avenge her 2020 defeat against Carmouche when they face off once again. Bellator 294 also features heavyweight hitters in the co-main event as former interim heavyweight title challenger Tim Johnson faces off with Saeed Swoma. Also on the card, the unmistakably brash Italian gangster Danny Sabatello is back, and he's got a point to prove when he faces off against the fast-rising bantamweight prospect Marcus Prino. On the second night of the doubleheader, Rafion Stots and Patchy Mix will battle it out for the Bantamweight World Grand Prix Championship and a chance to walk away with $1 million. Despite champion Sergio Pettis missing the tournament due to injury, the Grand Prix has delivered monumental levels of excitement, with both Stots and Mix storming through the competition. Stots captured the interim Bantamweight World Championship by knocking out Juan Archuleta, while Mix dominated former Bantamweight World Champion Kyoji Horiguchi to advance to the semifinals. To book their respective spots in the $1 million finals, Stots exhibited his phenomenal wrestling ability, in a dominant performance against arch nemesis Danny Sabatello. Meanwhile, Mix became the first fighter to submit Magomedov, proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that he is the real deal. Now they both seek the ultimate glory when they square off in Hawaii. In addition to the highly anticipated main event, Bellator 295 also features a stacked card full of top-tier matches that are not to be missed. Local hero Limale McFarlane will take on second-ranked Hana Watanabe in a highly anticipated flyweight showdown that promises to be a thrilling battle. Plus, fans can look forward to a long-awaited return of top featherweight contender Aaron Pico. And get ready for a fiery matchup on the main card of Bellator 295. The former bantamweight world champion Kyoji Horiguchi will take on the Bellator MMA newcomer Ray Borg, who enters the promotion with 3 consecutive wins. Bellator 294 comes to you this Friday live on Showtime, 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific. Followed by Bellator 295 on Saturday night starting at 11 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Pacific. So grab your popcorn, sit back, and get ready for a weekend of action that's going to have you yelling Hawaiian Punch at the top of your lungs.
Yeah, and absolutely. It's humbling that people actually want to spend time with you, and you look at them and you go, hey, you guys are the ones that, really put it on the line and things like that. It's humbling that they look at us like we're someone special when we're not. We're just the dummies that people see, and they're the ones that put it all on the line. Their families are here, and it's nice to be able to see their families, see them spend time with them, and if you can put a smile on someone's face for a day, it's worth it. It's awesome.
We're getting ready to sign some autographs, take some pictures, thank the military for protecting us, taking care of us, and hang out, man. We're just gonna hang out.
We signed autographs for the military base, Schofield military base. USO is sponsoring this, bringing us in. It's a way to give it back to the soldiers.
It's like a dream come true, It's like I won the lottery or something. I got to feel like a little high school girl with the jitters and everything. It's crazy. I'm gonna be listening to the podcast, be watching jiu-jitsu videos now. I don't know. I'm probably not gonna sleep. I'm just trying to keep this memory going and going and going. So it's a big deal.
Hey, y'all better get together because your boy is on the way.
It's over! What a debut! Patrick Mix with a first-round rear naked choke. Rafion Super Stots!
That was explosive.
Welcome to Bellator MMA!
Fought in Hawaii in front of the troops and won by unanimous decision. Blue gloves for Cass Bell, red gloves for Rafion Stots.
He had his hands together and then let them go, so it felt something. There we go. Nice takedown by Rafion Stots. Picks him up after he's been down like that. In a fight, we're going to see how he responds.
That's it. Nice. Here we go. That's it. Good transition. That's it. Flatten him out. Let's finish this, son. Yep, pound, 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 pound. Yep, pound. Yep, pound.
Beautiful control. Not only has he landed the big strikes like you're talking about, it's the control with his hips and his legs, keeping him.
Take your legs backwards. Wrong. There you go. Good. Can he get it?
Yeah, he's in trouble with this, Mike. That is tight.
Trying to finish it right here, right now.
Cass is done.
It is all over. Stop. Rafion Stots moves to 14-1, 2-0 inside the Bellator cage.
Submission behind Super Stots.
Let's go. The bell, round one. It's Bandejas in the red gloves, the southpaw Mix in the blue gloves. Mix telling us that his biggest strength as a fighter is his mindset, his conditioning. He's best at winning at all costs inside the cage. And while Bandejas says that his experience against more well-rounded fighters will serve him well in this matchup, although it's Mix looking for the takedown early, hooks the leg, back, climbs his back immediately, body triangle. Wow, what a start from Mix.
This is what we were talking about. This is a bad situation for Ricky Bandejas. Now, that doesn't mean that, you know, Patchy's going to be able to finish his fight here, but this is Pat Mix's specialty, getting the back and keeping it.
4 of Mix's 6 submissions have been via rear naked choke. He's looking for one early here in the opening minute.
He is, and he's trying to lock that hand behind. He's already got the one around that neck.
Bandejas has been submitted via rear naked choke.
He's got problems right here, Moro.
He goes down.
He's done.
It's over. What a debut. Patrick Mix with a first round rear naked choke. Welcome to Bellator MMA.
In his last fight with Juan Archuleta, who we just watched.
The winner by submission, still undefeated, Patrick "Patchy" Mix.
Nothing patchy about that performance for Patrick Mix. At 135, the bell in round 1. Southpaw Stots in the red gloves.
What Josh Hill needs to do is he can minimize that speed with his footwork and using combinations.
Switch stances and landed that right hook, and everything being relative when you're at 135, I think speed is a factor for a lot of these fighters in Stots now. Opening up on Hill and attacking the back.
That was a nice job by Stots, got him off balance. Hill ended up putting his hands down to the ground. Stots goes after him. You see that arm come down, watch him just slide that arm right around the neck quickly. Goes for the lock on it for that title tonight. And you got guys, there goes Josh, at least he's going for that. That was a nice knee.
We got Patchy Mix.
Rafael Stots. I want the shot. I deserve the shot based upon my...
Wow, good timing on the takedown by Stots. And that perhaps has definitely